Hi, I'm Max.
Hi, and I'm Denise.
And welcome back to another edition of Urban Lifestyles. And we've got a great show to bring to you. And I can officially say, for real, it is summertime because it's 90 degrees.
How do you know it's officially
Because
summer?
it's June the 21st, and June the 21st means that it's officially summer.
Yes, and I can feel it.
Yeah, and I still go by when kids are out of school, it's summertime.
Yeah.
But we're going to move on because we've got a great show. We're going to have on this show the Boys and Girls Club and their annual fundraiser. We also went to the Dirt Bowl.
Yes.
And you did a piece with Project Warm.
Yes, I did. Partners with LG&E. Yes.
All right. So stay with us. We'll take a quick break and back with more right after this.
There's only one you. But even though we're unique, we do have one thing in common. We want to live long, healthy lives. That's why Kentucky One Health should be the one name you think of for award-winning heart, stroke, and cancer care. The one name for convenience. With over 200 locations including hospitals, outpatient care centers, and physician practices. And the one name for wellness. With healthy lifestyle centers and partnerships across the state. With the combined experience of Jewish and St. Joseph hospitals and the University of Louisville Hospital, Kentucky One Health is the one name in healthcare.
Well, you know, the Boys and Girls Club has been around forever, and they put on an annual event each year, which is a major fundraiser to raise money for the kids, also some awareness. And this theme was a throwback to the, I want to say, the Roaring '20s, that kind of a feel with the flappers. So take a look at this piece. Well, if you're seeing all the people around me, they're kind of dressed in costume because we're here for the 16th annual Boys and Girls Club annual fundraising event. And this year's theme is called Club Gatsby. And I'm here with the Youth Achiever of the Year. And young man, your name again is Cantrell
Duncan.
So tell me, how do you become the Youth Achiever of the Year?
First comes with being a member of the Boys and Girls Club for over 2 years, and you have to be at the least of age of 14, and that's just the first step. And then you have to write 3 essays, and then you gotta come up with a speech to present to the people.
Okay, so tell me, what has the Boys and Girls Club meant to you?
The Boys and Girls Club to me means that it's a lot to overcome. It's a lot. You meet a lot of people. You do a lot of things, especially when you're in the Youth of the Year, Youth of the Year spotlight. You're doing stuff like this. The other day I was on Wave 3 and on magazines, so it's a lot.
So how are you handling all the publicity and the attention that you're getting?
I mean, I love it. I mean, I went from a kid to just a kid, and now I'm a kid that everybody's getting to know.
Well, that is great. So what advice do you have for other young kids that are your age as it relates to Boys and Girls Club and just basically in general staying on the right path?
I think it's just be who you are. Don't let nobody discourage you. Don't matter if you go to the Boys and Girls Club, no matter if you out living the street life, just be who you are.
Well, I'm here with J.C. Campbell, who is the Vice President of Development and Communications for the Boys and Girls Club. Welcome to Urban Lifestyles, and tell us about this event. I know it's in the 16th year, but aside from that, that's really all I know.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me on the show. Really, this event is the largest event that the Boys and Girls Club of Kentuckiana hosts. This is an opportunity for not only our donors to come out to show support for our clubs, for example, Shawnee, Parkland, Newburgh Club, but also to raise money for these clubs to be able to allow them to function and also to get more students, more kids on the street, if you will, to be able to come and be a part of those clubs as well.
So when you look at the Boys and Girls Club and its mission, how has it changed, evolved over the years?
I mean, it's changed substantially. You know, when you look at the Boys and Girls Club of America and some of the different kinds of objectives that it's had, we were really trying to be a community-based organization. And there's a lot of great organizations out there, but we need some that are in the community. It's very important to have a program that is right outside your backyard, you know, to be able to be a part of the community, active in community. A lot of our unit directors, a lot of our workers at those clubs are a part of those communities, so it's very important.
So I know that this is a fundraising event. So do you all have a capital campaign in terms of a goal that you're trying to reach?
Well, most of our capital campaign in terms of the goal that we're trying to reach for this year and the following year is really hinged on this event. This is one of the, again, it's a large event, and we also have not only tables that can be bought, sponsors, but we also have auctions as well. So this is really hinged upon our large event. Of course, our capital campaign, which is coming down the line, will be coming really soon, and we'll be working on that diligently.
So people that are attending here tonight, what are some of the things that they're going to take away?
They're really going to take away not only the story of some of our youth and our students that are a part of the Boys and Girls Club, but also that their contribution matters, their participation matters, that this is an organization that we really got to support, we really got to stand behind. So very, very, very excited about what's going on tonight.
All right, so since you're the media guy, if someone wants to support the Boys and Girls Club, how do they get in touch?
Well, just go to our website, www.boysandgirlsclub.kentuckiana, and there is a link on there where you can give, you can donate, you can participate, you can volunteer. We are very excited to have anyone in-kind donations or monetary donations. So yes, we're very excited for anyone that wants to get involved.
I am here with Janine Easley, who is the operations manager for the Boys and Girls Club. Welcome to Urban Lifestyles. So tell us about this fantastic event that's going on. I was talking to JC earlier. He gave me his spin, so let's hear it from operations.
This is our gala. This is our big event that we have annually every year, and is a big fundraiser where we invite people to come in and support the Boys and Girls Club. Okay. Yeah.
So the kids that are coming to the Boys and Girls Club, how do they find out about the Boys and Girls Club? How do you get them on board to coming out and seeing some of the great programs that you have?
We do a lot of going out into schools. We do a lot of word of mouth. We do a lot of community events where we ask the communities and families to come in and be a part of what's going on at the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay. Now, are there some basic principles of tenets within the Boys and Girls Club? And if so, can you share that with our audience?
Absolutely. We have 3 areas that we focus on. It's academic success, healthy lifestyles, and character and leadership. And those, all of our programs fall in one of those 3 areas. And then we have basic values such as character and discipline and leadership and respect. And that's what we focus on every day.
That's excellent. So when you're seeing a kid that goes through the Boys and Girls Club program and you see them, graduate, what does that mean to you? And what are some of your success stories?
We just had a graduation event that we do annually. It's called the Blue Door Achievement Awards. We do it at the end of May or the beginning of June every year. And we celebrate both our rising freshmen and our seniors. Okay. So we celebrate because these kids really have to work hard, and they have a lot of hardships to overcome in order to graduate. So we come together, we celebrate. One of our success stories was a kid that just graduated. Okay. Yeah, it was amazing. She just graduated. Oh, wow, today. I was trying to think it was today.
That quick.
It was that quick, yeah. And she comes from a broken home. Parents are incarcerated. She comes to the club in the afternoons, and we help her with her homework, and we feed her, which is a big thing as well, right? That's interesting. But they come to us, and we spend time with them. We have mentors for them, and she has a mentor that she's involved with that helps her with her homework. We speak with their school counselors if we need to. We reach out to parents or grandparents and let them know we are there to support them in any way we can. And then when they graduate, we throw a giant party. Yeah, giant party.
Well, that is excellent. It sounds like the Boys and Girls Club, as always, is doing some great things. Yeah. So some of the kids that have gone through the program, how many of them come back and, just continue to help?
We've got actually a couple here tonight. Okay. I'm smiling at one of our Youth of the Years as we speak.
Yes, I met him earlier.
Did you?
He told me he was the greatest youth of all time.
He is.
I don't know where he got that from.
He knows. Look at him. He's smiling. He knows we're talking about him. He is the greatest youth of all time, right? Yes, and we've actually got one of our alumni that's come back tonight, and he's walking around. And so we encourage them to, join an alumni club because we want to keep in touch with them, and we want them to come back and be a part of the club as volunteers and alumni status because they know Boys and Girls Club better than anybody else.
So as you can see, it was a great event.
Yes.
People came out and really supported, and it was a lot of fun.
The young man that spoke, magnificent, to me, that's just a little bit of a seedling to where his future is going to be going, and it's going to be very bright.
Right. And if you listen to him talk, he is not afraid to tell you that he is the greatest youth achiever of all times. We'll take a quick break and back with more right after this.
Toyota, Southern Indiana's #1 Toyota dealer. Hey folks, just take the Bridge for Savings. We're offering employee pricing for everyone who walks through the door. Remember, you pay what we pay. Come see me, Rodney Carter. We're closer than you think. Just take I-65, exit 4, Lewis and Clark Parkway, across from the Green Tree Mall, or visit us on the web at JeffWallerClarksvilleToyota.com.
Magic 101.3, Kentuckiana's #1 station for R&B.
Can we swim a lake by the ocean?
Magic 101.3.
Give me that green light. With your permission.
We're live, local, and Louisville. Magic 101.3, the home of Steve Harvey and Morning Show. We are Magic 101.3.
So Denise, it was a changing of the guard with Project Warm and LG&E. So tell us a little bit about what you found out.
Well, there's going to be a changing of the guard, as you said, or a passing on the baton, but affectionately known as Mr. Frank. He's done a lot of good work with Project Warm, and he's retiring now, but there's going to be someone else that's filling his shoes that can fill them quite indeed. And let's just take a look. So it is indeed time for another LG&E segment called Energy Matters, and I'm here again with Natasha Collins. And Natasha, welcome, and good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. Glad to be here.
I am so excited about doing this segment. I've done some before because Project Warm is one of the most essential, important aspects that LG&E you all partner with. And it's kind of a bittersweet story today. And I know it has to do with the Project Warm van. And we would like for everybody to know about this and to do something to help raise this cause that helps so many people. So share a little bit about what we're going to talk about.
Sure. It's kind of a dual celebration, if you will. As you mentioned, and as I'm sure most people are familiar with, LG&E and Project Warm working together for the Blitz that always happens every fall. But we're partners, and that goes back to the founding days of Project Warm. And through all of that time and over all of those years, Frank Schwartz, the previous executive director of Project Warm, has been with us for all of that time and really leading the charge when it comes to their purpose and their work in the community. So what many people may not be aware of is that Frank retired in April of this year, so there's been a changing of the guard. And so we're here to talk a little bit about that changing of the guard, to welcome on Project Warm's new executive director, Sandy Bowling, and then to talk about the celebration where we'll celebrate not just Frank and Sandy, but also we're going to do a little fundraising that can help the organization get a resource, which is the van, so that they can continue with the great work that they do in the community. So Frank is here to talk a little bit about.
Let's bring Mr. Frank Schwartz in, if you will. Frank, good to see you again.
Well, good being here, being interviewed by you again.
When I think about Project Warm, you have been the stable force, the face of it. How many years has it been for you?
It's been, I guess, 35 years.
And what did you like most about taking the helm of Project Warm, and how it benefited so many?
Well, working with great volunteers, working with LG&E staff, and having the support of LG&E, and having the support of many, many community groups that help us make work possible.
If you had to say it somewhat in a nutshell, and maybe there are some people watching that don't really know what is Project Warm and what is it designed to do, if you could share a little bit of that.
Well, I've learned late in the years that in the summer our work helps keep the heat out, which is really big. So keep your house cool, and of course in the winter it helps to keep it warm, keep the cold out, and that's what we do every day. And we have again great volunteers and great support like from LG&E to make that possible.
I know so many people really benefit because there are a lot of houses that are drafty and a lot of people who really can't afford, but you make it seem so simple, and measures that are affordable to help people so they can indeed stay comfortable, if you will.
That's right. They could be comfortable.
So what are you going to do now that you're going to be passing on the baton, and we will speak with Sandy shortly?
Well, for first thing, we want to have a retirement party for me, but it's a fundraiser for Project Warm. All right.
Share a little bit about the fundraiser and what it's designed to do.
This vehicle, courtesy of LG&E, about 15 years ago, is ready to retire also, and so we would like to replace it. Okay.
And what's the importance of this van?
This van travels every day, every working day, into the community with the staff and volunteers to make repairs on people's homes, making them more energy efficient.
So what are you going to miss most now?
Well, working with the volunteers, being in the community, yes. And now I'm giving myself 6 months to transition. Not taking on any new and exciting things. I'm going to wait till 6 months.
We'll see about that. But you're passing the baton to Miss Sandy Bolin. And Sandy, come on in. We'll tighten up and stay in, Frank, to welcome you now. So what is your main position going to be now that you have the helm of the Project Warm?
Well, first off, I have to say I have some big shoes to step into with Frank. It's a little almost intimidating, the amount of work he's done, his relationship in the community. I come from a fundraising background, so just doing a little bit more on that, but also expanding the programs that Frank has established here, the First Line program, our management workshops, and of course the Project Blitz.
Okay, you speak a little bit about, I'm call this a celebration with a purpose, how it's designed for people that's looking that they can even help, so we can get a van to benefit so many citizens.
Well, first off, I think it's pretty impressive that Frank, for his retirement, wants to do something back to Project Warm. That's the way Frank is. And so what they can do is they can donate. We've got different levels. We've got the celebration in July if they'd like to come to. We'd love to have them and just spend a little bit of time celebrating Frank and all he's done.
Okay, so in July, where would they go, or what do they need to know about that?
It is July 26th.
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday from 5 to 7. At the...
And maybe they could get in touch with us. Phone number 502-636-9276, or go on our website, www.projectwarm.org.
Well, Denise, it was a great event, and Frank, he is just a guy that has such a positive spirit. He'll definitely be missed.
Yeah, I mean, he's retiring. The party's for him to celebrate him, yet he wants to put in on the fundraiser for the new van that goes around to help others.
Right.
But that's him. He's always giving back.
That's what he does. We'll take another break and back with more.
We're more than an energy company.
We are mothers,
Fathers,
neighbors, and friends.
Working hard when the weather is good.
and even harder when it's not.
With online updates to keep you safe and informed during a storm.
Programs to save you energy and money.
And new projects to help us provide cleaner, more reliable energy.
We're more than an energy company.
We are LG&E.
We're LG&E.
We are LG&E.
Our energies go to serving you.
So Denise, what is something that we are always looking for?
We're always looking for new show ideas.
That's correct. So if you've got a great show idea, be sure to go to our website at www.urbanlifestyles.net, and that's lifestyles with the Z. And if we happen to use your show idea, you can win a free oil change from Jeff Weiler Toyota. And of course, if you're in the mood for a new or pre-owned car, go by and see Rodney Carter and tell him that Urban Lifestyle sent you. So take a look at this.
Good afternoon, it's Rodney Carter from Jeff Weiler Toyota in Clarksville. For your automotive tip of the week, we want to talk about tire rotations. We want to talk about the life of the tire that you have on your automobile. It doesn't matter what brand you have of tire, it doesn't matter what car you have. At 5,000 miles, folks, you need to get your tires rotated. So that means not 2,500, not 3,000, but every 5,000 miles, you rotate your tires, and it will prolong the life of your tires. Rodney Carter at Jeff Weiler and Urban Lifestyles, tip of the week.
Well, Denise, I got an opportunity to go down to where legends are made. And I bet you have no idea what I'm talking about.
You're talking about on the courts doing the Dirt Bowl.
That is correct. And the Dirt Bowl 2017 is something that's really new and improved. And you just got to take a look at this. I'm here with Neil Robertson, who is the director of the Dirt Bowl, and you've been doing this for how long now?
For about 6 years.
All right, well, welcome back to Urban Lifestyles. We were down here a couple of years ago, but we were talking to the mayor earlier. We see some definite upgrades as it relates to the courts. How do you feel about that?
Oh, man, I feel great about it. You know, we caught up with the 21st century, as you see. You know, like if you ever been to Ruckers Park in New York, you know, they have the clay courts, they have the fiberglass backboard, and they have the rails going around their court. And what happens, it draws the NBA players to the city to play. So that's kind of like one of our goals is what we're trying to do. We're trying to draw attention to Louisville, Kentucky, one of the greatest basketball places to play and players on earth, as well as, you know, the greatest. You know, we have the greatest boxer. Rest in peace, Muhammad Ali. But that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get them to come down here so we can see how they play outside.
And you know, when you talk about the greatness as it relates to the Dirt Bowl, who are some of the talent that's been on these courts in the past?
Well, I have to start with Darrell Griffin, who got his name from playing in the Dirt Bowl right here. Bobby Turner played. Derek Anderson played, D'Angelo Russell played, Rajon Rondo played, and I'm naming them because people know them and they made it onto the NBA. As you see, Manuel Force, he played here in the Dirt Bowl. There's a lot of guys that played in the Dirt Bowl, went on to go to college, go and have a great professional life.
So tell us a little bit about the team concepts and how all of these teams come together, and how young are the teams that start here?
Well, the starting team that you see out here, though, this is 10 and under. Okay. We have a 12 and under. Then we have the singers. And what the singers are, there's a bunch of guys who go around and play on different parks and play at different playgrounds. And then they come together and they assemble a team. Bragging rights.
Right. So at the end, is there a trophy for each division, or what do they get to walk away with?
Well, they walk away with a trophy, but the biggest thing they get to walk away with is bragging rights, man. You know, you go to the club, see somebody in church, you know, you can tell them, hey, man, I won the Dirt Bowl, I beat you.
And I'll be back again next year to defend my title.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, Gil, we're out here at the annual Dirt Bowl, and of course the mayor is here because you kicked off the ceremony today at 2 o'clock. So tell me why the Dirt Bowl is so important to Louisville and why you're here.
Well, Dirt Bowl is an integral part of the history of the city of Louisville. The games that have been played on this court, the futures that have been launched on this court are part of the legacy of the city. I'm particularly excited about 2017 Dirt Bowl because of the beautiful new rubberized court, scoreboard, our speakers platform over here. So this is a big-time outdoor basketball facility right now. It's amongst the best in the world. So it's going to be a great season here with 2017 Dirt Bowl.
That's great. You know, so when you look at all the improvements that's going on, what do you think this means to the overall infrastructure as it relates to West Louisville?
Well, there's a huge amount going on right now. There's $400 million worth of investments taking place in West Louisville, from Waterfront Park to Russell neighborhood, 18th and Broadway, Liberty, Victory Park. Shawnee Park's going to have $3 million worth of facility upgrades in it as well. So you don't have to look far to see much going on.
Now, I understand that they have a semi-pro team that's going to play towards the end of the day, and I understand that you're playing point guard on that team.
Actually, my best position is management.
and you've gotten that down to a science, right?
I've had a lot of experience at that now. I mean, I was okay back in the day, but that was back in the day. This day, management and leadership is what I try to do. Really, I try to be a good team member.
Well, I'm here with Josiah, and I'm sure we got some great footage of him because he is a phenomenal basketball player. Josiah, welcome to Urban Lifestyles, and tell us, how long have you been playing ball?
For 5 years. I actually started playing basketball with my friend Jacob at his house on a mini room.
So, why do you like basketball so much?
It's just fun.
It's just fun? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we're looking at you. Of course, we know that, you know, you have some challenges, but none of those things seem to show up on the basketball court. You just seem to be in your own element. I notice none of the kids give you any breaks. So how are you able to compete at such a high level?
I don't know. I just do what I do.
You just do what you do. So who is one of your favorite basketball players?
I have multiple.
Okay. So name one.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. So you were very pleased with the turnout of the NBA Finals?
Yes.
Okay. So do you play basketball for your school?
I'll try out next year.
Okay.
Well, yeah, this school year, and I'm gonna try out.
Well, you know, I think if any coach is out there, they'll have Josiah on their team. And thanks for spending some time with us.
Yes, sir.
You know, one of the things that we're always concerned about when we get a group of youth together is how do we keep them safe? Well, there's an organization that's been started, and it's called Pride, Peace, and Prevention. Our power comes from our people. This is Trayvon and Jalen. I knew I was going to get it right. Oh, welcome to Urban Lifestyles. Tell us about the organization, how it got started, and some things that you all are trying to start.
Yes, sir. Well, this is our campaign where through the University of Louisville Office of Public Health, we received a grant to establish a violence campaign. So basically, if you drive around the city of Louisville, you'll see our billboards and our message, our power comes for our people, letting you know that you are somebody, you do mean something, and basically just to give you an insight on violence, you know. So this is the beginning phrases of it. So over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, you'll see more from our campaign.
So how is this campaign resonating with the young people?
I believe it's just now getting started with the summer and kids been out of school, but we're going to be very hands-on in community. We had a block party about 3 weeks ago, and it was a good turnout. But we want to do it again so we can have a different neighborhood and just touching the community. Continue to be out there and touch the community.
So why do you think that the young kids today are struggling so much with violence?
I believe it's a mix of a lot of things: poverty, opportunities, lack of opportunities, just them not knowing that it's opportunities out here for them to do. Because I was raised in the West End, and before I was actually seeing what I can do, I didn't know it was possible. So just the lack of them knowing.
And your thoughts?
I think, as Trayvon said, the lack of you not knowing who you are, not knowing the importance of you. You don't know where you came from. You don't know you're a king and a queen in Africa. So, I mean, why would you care? You go to school, people don't understand you. Your mom doesn't understand you. Your dad doesn't understand you. So that's basically what this campaign is, just allowing you to know that you do matter and you are important.
And you can see that they're doing some great things here in the community. They've got a website, and you can go to pridepeaceprevention.org. You can get some great swag. It's good to wear swag that's positive. They've also got T-shirts and over here. So, a lot of great things are happening. We'll take a quick break and back with, before we leave here, we're going to show you these T-shirts. Okay, he's showing off the swag here. But as you can see, some good things are happening for our kids in the West End and just really across the community. We'll take the Dirt Bowl was a lot of fun. It was great talking to the mayor out there. Really proud of the projects that are happening in the West End. Yes. It's really going to make a difference for the community and for the city as a whole.
But about the thing about the Dirt Bowl is all these different talents with the ball comes out, and little Josiah.
Yeah. Josiah.
Yeah. That was amazing. Yeah. There's more talent. I mean, wow.
Yeah. And Josiah, he was just such a neat little, I have to call him a young man, 8 years old, very well spoken, fierce, and gets it done. Yes. So, and he accepts no prisoners on the court.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
What's coming up on August 11th and 12th?
Well, that's going to be the second annual of the Derby City Jazz Festival.
You are correct. So we want to see you there August 11th and 12th at Churchill Downs. If you miss it, that's what's going to happen. You really missed it, because it's going to be a great event, 2 days of smooth jazz, some of the best artists on the planet. August 11th and 12th at Churchill Downs. You can get your tickets at Ticketmaster or go down and see Ben at Better Days Music. You know what? That's our show.
That's our time.
And we'll see you back here next time on Urban Lifestyles.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Toyota, Southern Indiana's #1 Toyota dealer. Hey folks, just take the Bridge for Savings. We're offering employee pricing for everyone who walks through the door. Remember, you pay what we pay. Come see me, Rodney Carter. We're closer than you think. Just take I-65, exit 4, Lewis and Clark Parkway, across from the Green Tree Mall, or visit us on the web at JeffWallerClarksvilleToyota.com.